Hey there, guys. All right, today we are back with some more History Matters, and this time we are asking the most important question in the entire world. Why is Chile such a weird shape? Short animated documentary. Now, before we dive into this very, very crucial question, make sure you go and check out the links in the description box below. I'd love if you join the Discord, follow me over at Twitch, and please do go check out the two gaming channels here on YouTube. One is for edited content, and then the other is for the stream VODs. So, all that yapping done. I need to know why Chile. It's probably just wars. Probably just war, isn't it? War with the other nations, maybe. I don't know. Let's dive in. Actually, I'm very fucking curious now. Now that I'm trying to come up with an answer in my own head, not knowing any really of the socio-political, economic stuff of South America. I'm gonna shut up. Diving in.
Chile is a pretty oddly shaped country. It's
Did you just
2,500.
call it
Chile is a
ugly?
pretty oddly shaped country.
Oddly. Sorry, it's the British accent.
It's 2,500 miles long at its tallest, but only just over 200 miles wide at its thickest. Surely there were opportunities for conquest or even being conquered themselves, so why did Chile end up looking like this? So to begin, the lands that are now Chile were conquered by the Spanish in the 16th century. The hope was that it would be a land filled with gold and silver, but instead it was filled with people who didn't want the
Actually, is it partially also because of the mountains? I'm trying to think of how the mountain range goes. And I'm blanking on how it goes that far. I can't remember.
Spanish there. After some warring, Spain was firmly established in the region and Chile was spun off from Peru to become its own administrative division. The borders of this weren't ever really settled, and 2 centuries later, when the Spanish Empire fell apart, Chile became independent and had these borders but claimed these. Unsurprisingly, these claims led to conflict between Chile and its neighbours. When Peru and Bolivia united, the Chileans feared that the union would become a major threat over time and so demanded that it be dissolved.
Hold on, what did that say? Dear Bolivia? No, stop. Affectionately yours, Chile.
The response was no, and so, war. The Chileans, with some help from the Argentinians, won the war and dissolved the Peru-Bolivian Union. After this, the Chileans turned their eyes to the south. The government wanted to seize the Strait of Magellan and secure any route between the Pacific and the Atlantic. They did this by building a fort here and later a town here, which also acted as a base from which the country could expand. Closer to home, this area was inhabited by the Mapuche people, who fiercely resisted any incursions into their lands. And by the 1860s, things got a little bit weird here, because it was at this point that the Mapuche declared the Frenchman Antoine de Tournon as their high king and ruler of the independent state of Araucania.
Huh?
This might seem like a strange thing to do, but Antoine managed to become their ruler with one simple tactic. He lied. Antoine had approached the Mapuche by offering French military support if Chile or Argentina ever invaded. Of course, when Chile heard of this, they immediately invaded, captured the capital and deported Antoine back to France before taking this land. Back in the north, Peru and Bolivia were concerned with Chile's growing power, and so they made a secret alliance which they invited Argentina to. But Argentina said no because it had claims on Bolivian land. And soon, conflict over mineral rights in this region led to Chilean troops invading Bolivia. Long story short, Chile won and took
Chile is just throwing hands with everyone down here and winning. God damn.
this territory from Bolivia and these lands from Peru. Whilst this war was going on, Argentina saw an opportunity. The government there quickly began to press Chile to settle its border disputes too. The Chileans were obviously concerned about the Argentinians joining the war, and so President Anibal Pinto conceded all of this land to Argentina. The main reason he conceded so much was obviously to keep Argentina neutral, but it was also because the Andes mountain range.
It is, okay.
This effectively made taking and holding that land much more difficult. And in return for all of this, Argentina recognised Chile's claim to all of these lands in the south, as well as the lands they took during the war. So with that, Chile looked similar to what it does today, with the exception of this large chunk of land here and this bit to the north. Now, this was originally owned by Bolivia, but they secretly traded it to both Argentina and Chile because who was ever going to find out? Both countries wanted to avoid war, and so the governments met to diplomatically resolve the issue. The problem was that they both hated each other and wanted to cede nothing, and so it was left to the United States to arbitrate. In the end, it was decided that Argentina would gain most of the land and Chile would get this. Whereas this chunk was a source of contention for Peru, and in order to prevent a war, the United States pressured Chile to give it back. And so after this, Chile had taken on the shape that it had to this day. I hope you
And that was why Chile is such a weird shape. A short animated documentary by History Matters. This was way better than I was expecting. My god, this is a lot of depth for a question that I didn't really think would have that much depth and contextualness uniqueness needed for it. Like, obviously, there's the borders are usually drawn by geographic features outside of Africa. Sorry, Africa. You can thank colonialism for that. Um, but, so most borders are drawn by geographical features. So the mountain border, really thought that would be kind of it. But no, there's way more to it. Of course there was. But it was great. This was a great video. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I have nothing else more to say here. I'm just kind of yapping to fill up time. I guess, sort of. I don't know. I feel like I just needed to yap. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.